Shalom. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Another day closer to the kingdom. Another day He give us, get our lives together in righteousness, keeping the laws, statutes, commandments, His rules and regulations, that our names can be written in the book of life, live forever. I've been going over the importance of the Apocrypha, and it's very important that we understand and see that it was part of the original King James 611 Bible, and it's a part of the Bible unto this day. If we, I showed you the actual original King James 611 Bible, the authorized King James original 1611 Bible. There's the Apocrypha in it. And it's in the Catholic Bible, they have it there. But the Revised Version Bible that most people have, of the 1611 King James Bible, they've taken it out. 14 books. Apocrypha means hidden. They said that it wasn't canon or and that means, canon means, it's a Latin word, meaning it's like a measuring line, or rule, derived from the Greek word canon with a K. Canon with a C-A-N-A-N, or O-N, and then it's canon with a K in the Greek, K-A-N-O-N. It means straight rod in the Greek, or rule, a bar, a standard of excellence. But who are anyone besides the Israelites to determine a standard of excellence concerning our book, the Israelites' book? I mean, the whole Bible is our story, you know what I mean? Not his story. And you're looking at them taking it out in the 1800s. We were in captivity, slavery, and bondage. It was against the law for us to even read as the Israelites, the true Israelites. And we were coming out of slavery. So we didn't take it out. But you'll see, as we go into it, a reason why they would take it out. At least I'm going to show you in through the Spirit of the Most High. It would make sense to you why they would take it out. If you have any kind of spiritual thinking from what you're going to hear the word saying. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It's still pretty self-explanatory. Really. So Colossians 3:17 as always, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all Bahashama Mashak Yahushua. Give thanks to the Most High and the Father Bahashama Mashak Yahushua, in the name of the Lord and Savior. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior. So let's go to the law, Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now Israel, what does the Most High thy power require of thee? So what does the Most High require of us? But to fear the Most High, thy power. Fear the Most High, be afraid, be scared of Him. Respect Him. And do what? To walk in all His ways. And to love Him. And to serve the Most High, thy power, with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So, He told us in 1 John 5 and 3, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and commandments are not grievous. So verse 13 says to keep the commandments of the Most High. So I went to the New Testament. Now we back in the law. It says to keep the commandments of the Most High. This is what we require of us. And His statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. For our good. So if you don't do it, it's going to be for your bad. But the curses that the Most High is going to bring upon us. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens is the Most High's, thy power. That's your power. It's a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. That's your. That thy means your power, Israel. Israelites. 12 tribes of Israel. The earth also, with all that therein is, belongs to the Most High. Only the Most High had a delight in thy fathers, our forefathers, to love them. He loved our forefathers, and he chose their seed, that's their lineage, their children, after them. Even you, above all people, as it is this day. When you say as it is this day, the Most High know that we're going to come back to this knowledge, wisdom, understanding in these last days. Why you say as it is this day? Because we still his chosen people. Hamashiach Shai said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So verse 16, circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart. Circumcise your mind. Your heart is the mind. Circumcise the foreskin of your mind, he's saying. That's why you keep hearing me saying, be born again. Become a new creature. Be a new man. Change. That's what it's all about, changing. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, your mind, and be no more stiff-necked. Be no more stiff-necked. Be no more rebellious. Inside as children, stupid and silly. Come out of darkness, come out of being ignorant and not knowing and want to know more. Desire to know more of the right things. And that is the understanding of this Bible. The understanding of the Most High more. The understanding of Hamashiach Yahushua more. How he's in the volume of the book. How we as the children, he said if we do what he say do, he's going to put us above all nations of the earth. That's the kingdom. That's coming. But 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's coming. There's no stopping that. It's coming. Verse 20. Thou shalt fear the Most High thy power. Him shall thou serve. Him shall thou serve. Him shall thou serve. The Most High. And to him shall thou cleave and swear by his name. He is thy praise and he is thy power, that have done for thee these great and terrible things which thine eyes have seen. See. That's our power, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. It never changed, it's still the same. It's always going to be that way. Better recognize it is what it is. Deuteronomy 11:1. Therefore thou shalt love the Most High thy power, and keep his charge, and his statutes, and his judgments, and his commandments always. That includes today, y'all. Therefore thou shalt love the Most High thy power, love the Most High our power, and keep his charge, and his statutes, and his judgments. Do what he say do. Keep his rules and regulations, people. Yasharallah, Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel, and his commandments, always, it says. So anybody tell you that his commandments are done away with? They dead? No. He said keep the commandments when? How long? Always. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Most High your power, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm. This is our power. Nobody else could say they had this power. They can say whatever, but you go to this Bible, they can't prove it. Moses said, I love Jacob. I love Jacob. I love Jacob. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. He'll say he loved no one else. And I know it's offensive to some people because you want to love everybody, but that's not what it says in the Bible. You can't prove it. Show me he said he loved Esau. He loved Edom. He loved Ammon. He loved Ishmael. He loved Elam. He loved Ammon and Moab. Who? Not in the Most High. It's not in the Bible. But yet still, y'all want to open up the Bible and say that he he don't love everybody. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to perish. Even of the 12 tribes of Israel, it's our own people. He's going to kill 2/3 of them. More are going to die, more going to perish than going to be saved. This is what it's talking about. Why it's so important to hear what he's saying. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Most High, your power, his greatness, hear that? His greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm. That's the angel of the Most High, his mighty hand and his stretched out arm that he used to destroy. And it tells you in 1 Corinthians 10, that was a Mashiach Yahushua as an angel of the Most High, the Spirit of the Most High. And his miracles, hear that? His miracles and his acts. This is our power, which he did in the midst of Egypt unto Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and unto all his land. And what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots, how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how the Most High have destroyed them unto this day. Nobody talking about this. Who's talking about this? Who's on the Israelites talking about this? No conversation about the Most High. Most High said, my name is jealous. Something more important than me? Are you serious? Listen. And what he did unto you in the wilderness until ye came into this place. And what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all Israel. Don't you want you talk about the Most High, I want you to talk about this. Him. But yet still, he don't come and save us. But our conversation is nothing about bragging about him. He like to be boasted about. Understand, hold that. Understand, overstand this point, because this world have you all into yourself and to ourselves, and ain't nothing else but ourselves. So we more important than him. Listen, Exodus 34:14. For thou shalt worship no other God, even yourself. We look at ourselves. Sometimes you got to really take a self-examination of ourselves. Because it'd be I, me, I, me, somebody like that. Hey, that ain't about the Most High. Listen. For thou shalt worship no other God, no other power, for the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. It's real, y'all. This is real. This is real as can be. Look, go to Exodus 20. Verse 2. I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods, as we just read, before me. No other power, including ourselves. Can't think of ourselves before the Most High. He comes first, before anything. When you read this Bible, most people are always looking for what's in it for them. That's because you're in a prideful world. And you can become prideful and don't even realize it. You better read this Bible and look at what's for the Most High first and foremost. Then Mashiach Yahushua, then us. Well, see, that's something that's a mystery. Somebody asks, what's a mystery? That's a mystery right there. When his name is jealous, what do you think he's jealous of? Because you done put something before him. Anything before him is an idol. You're going to move it, you the idol. If you look at yourself all the time besides him, you become the idol. You can't do nothing that's the Most High allow you to go down. But you don't get no credit. That's why he said, hey, thou shalt have no other gods, including yourself, before me. Or put somebody else, some other entity before the Most High. Just listen. All you gotta do is listen. And you'll see. Thou shalt not make unto any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. He said, don't make anything in heaven above, in the earth, under the earth. Why? And he said, this is why he's telling you that. thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. Because you make something, next thing you know, people bowing down to it. Like Moses went up to deal with the Most High for 40 days and 40 nights. Shoot, he couldn't even be up there 40 days, 40 nights for Israel to made him a calf. This who brought us out of Egypt. This who did all the plagues in Egypt. 10 plagues upon the Egyptians. This who did all this. We seen all this. We just read about it. Most High want to be talked about. His name is jealous. Listen. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power. Once again, Most High speak one shade twice. He's saying it again. I am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Hear that? Showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So you keeping the commandments of the Most High, therefore you thinking about him some kind of way, should be. But if you don't ever talk about him, how are you about him? How are you about someone or something that you never speak about? Well, I thought about him, but that's private. It's, nah. No. He wanna be acknowledged. That's why I said his name is jealous. Something else more important. What's more important to you? Numbers 14 and 18. I'm just establishing something because Spirit dictated. We'll continue looking at how the Apocrypha coincides with this Revised Version Bible. The Most High is long suffering, man. He's suffering a long time, man. And a great mercy, great mercy. Mercy is not getting something that we do deserve to get. Great mercy. Forgiving iniquity and transgression. Forgiving sins, man, and our wickedness. And by no means clearing the guilty. Here, by no means clearing the guilty. Visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Hear that? So he's dealing with people coming back every 3 to 4 generations. They're coming back every 3 to 4 generations. That's how he deal with it. And you got to come back here. If you're an Israelite, you got to come back to hell. Because everybody didn't have to come back here. Everybody didn't have to come here. Going back to Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. Deuteronomy 11, let's start at verse 4. And what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots, to what the Most High did. How he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how the Most High had destroyed them unto this day. And what he did unto you in the wilderness until ye came into this place, and what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the son of Reuben, how the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all Israel. That sounds like a sinkhole to me. What does it sound like to you? Sound like a sinkhole, like they have sinkholes that just poof. I mean, I seen where they had a sinkhole where it just eradicated this man's bedroom. Just in his bedroom, gone. He was in his bed, he was gone. You drop something down, you don't even hear nothing of it landing. You don't hear of it landing. That's the Most High, y'all. This is what it sounds like to me. It says, the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all Israel. Once a lot of time, I remember the earth opened up, and all the traffic that was going on this road, everyone fell down in this sinkhole, and it closed back in, closed back up. That's the Most High. Just what you see here happened during my time. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Most High, which he did. See? They seen the acts that the Most High did. They witnessed it. Therefore shall you keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong. So, if you don't keep the commandments, you're going to be weak. But he said you keep the commandments that you should be strong. Hear that? So all you that's not keeping the commandments, you're weak. One way or another. Whether you weak spiritually, that's what's important. You might not think you weak carnally, but you weak spiritually. Finish, man. That ye may be strong and go in and possess the land, whither ye go to possess it. And that ye may prolong your days in the land, keeping the Most High's commandments, which the Most High sware unto your fathers to give unto them and to their seed, their lineage, their children, a land that floweth with milk and honey. Man, this is what he offered us. Let's see. We chose another route, and that was Daniel's, the book of Daniel's. This route we chose. Daniel's 9. Look at 9 and 6. Well, 9 and 5. We have sinned. Now this is what is marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. Daniel was so righteous, as I said. The Most High told him in Daniel's 12 and 13, he told him, but go thy way. But go thou thy way, till the end be, in the world that we in now. But thou shalt rest and stand in thy light at the end of the days. Hear that? So Daniel didn't have to come back to this hell. But yet and still, why? Because he was righteous in the eyes of the Most High. But look at what he's saying in his prayer. This was marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. Daniel's 9 and 5. I showed you in Ezra's, second Ezra's 7th chapter, 50 on down. This is the same thing that Daniel's doing. See, that's why I look at, I praise the Most High, hallelujah to the Most High, for showing me things that works in his eyes. Now, those that have ears to hear, you can hear it. Those that have eyes to see, you can see it. Now, I challenge you, to make it mean something different. But listen, and I'm not boasting, I'm just saying, because I'm serious. If it's something, you find something different, then hey, I'll change. I want to deal with the truth. But I believe that I do have the spirit of the Most High, Mashak Shai, to be able to bring forth what I'm bringing forth. But listen, Daniel's 9 and 5. We have sinned. That's including himself. This was marvelous in the eyes of the Most High, y'all. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Shoot, they don't even read no precepts. People don't know how to precept this Bible. Where? In the church. The leaders don't do no precepting. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets. They put the servants, the prophets, to death, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Most High, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day. Don't know who we are. All the time. Learning the way of the heathen, and next thing you locked into them. They more important than us. That's how they have us programmed. Look at what I'm saying. Look what I'm doing. Most I said, learn not to wear the heathen. He said, never trust thine enemy. As iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. He said, look, but to us, confusing the faces. That's why I say, go put the sheep on the right hand, and my shackle put the sheep on the right hand, and the goats on the left. Ah, yeah, it's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth. Because that's that mindset of the ghost. It's not just necessarily you an Edomite or Esau, lineage or whatever. It's the mindset of how they want you to think. Take your mind off of this. That's the main thing their objective is. You ain't talk about this. You ain't talk about the Most High. And it's going in the books. You ain't talk about me. Who care about me? Most I say his name is jealous. So what you think he's jealous of? He's jealous of something else more important than him. O Most High, righteousness belongs unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, To the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel, that are near and that are far off, no matter if they were scattered among the nations or not, or right there in Israel, or in Babylon, wherever we at, in captivity, confusion of faces. Acting just like the heathen would have us act. You go find out. To all the countries whither thou hast driven of them, see? All the countries where Most High driven us in or scattered us in because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. Because of our sins of sinning against the Most High's laws while we have confusion of faces. I mean, look at all the different names that Judah, so-called African Americans are. I mean, that's like so-called Negroes, black, colored. We got all these different names. And every so many years they gotta take a vote that we can vote. Confusing of faces. We don't know who we are. I have over, man, it was so many. I lost count. I know it was over 80-something identities ask who you are. I'm talking about explaining to them, you are your father's seed. Your granddaddy. Pretty much that's who you are. Man, you should have heard the names I heard. One brother said he was Brooklyn. I never forget that one. That just rings in my head. I said, man, you who you, and I'm Brooklyn. That's who I am. That's my lineage, Brooklyn. So you understand what I'm saying? I mean, confusing of faces, man. Verse 8. O Most High, to us belongs confusion of face, see? To our kings and to our princes and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee, because we sinned against the Most High. To the Most High our power belongeth mercies and forgiveness. Man, we'll be glad we have mercy and forgiveness. We'd be in bad shape if we didn't. Shoot, we'd be finished. If we ain't have mercy and even for him forgiving us, man, we could forget it. Because he loved us. He loved our forefathers. He made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to the 12 tribes of Israel. He made sure that, we have opportunity for our names to be written in the book of life. Other than that, we jacked up, man. We be jacked up. That's what it says. To the Most High our power belongeth mercies and forgiveness. He already said he's long-suffering. He's suffering a long time dealing with us. He's got mercies and forgivenesses. Though we have rebelled against him. But we're going to see it. When we go to Apocrypha, you're going to see that we rebelled against the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Most High our power to walk in his laws. You hear that? Until this day, all these religions saying we ain't under the law, but we're under mercy and grace. And we Gentiles. And we not under the law, but they showed up be talking about pay your tithes. Well, if man rob God, you hear that, don't you? You hear that, don't you? You know that. That sound right. Then you open up your wallet and you start putting that money in that tray. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Most High, our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. That's the problem. That's why we're in captivity now. A lot of you don't even realize it. You're going to realize it, though. You're going to realize it. These scriptures are going to validate all that we see in here. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law. See? Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. Hear that? We didn't want to follow the laws, statutes, commandments. Or you don't want to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. The curse is going to be upon you. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. You hear what Daniel said in verse 5? We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Verse 11, we have sinned against him, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us. Most High confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. Most High is righteous. You heard those scriptures showing that he is righteous. He is not evil. But we drew the evil to us in being evil, being rebellious, being stiff-necked, being hard-hearted, sinning with all the iniquity and wickedness you can think of and can't think of. But see, we elevate ourselves, you better understand. The Most High is not satisfied with the way we have been. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done unto Jerusalem, unto the Israelites. Nobody went through what we went through. Name them. Name what any nation been through. And we go in this Bible and prove you wrong. And thinking that you went through something that worse than what we went through. You can look at our slavery here in America. Who can say that they went through something like that for hundreds of years? I don't think so. So when you talk about that, everybody get quiet, like y'all quiet now. I ain't think about that. Yeah, you can name anybody. They ain't went through what we went through. As it is written. That's right. As it is written in this Bible. In the law of Moses. All this evil is come upon us, yet may we not our prayer before the Most High our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. The truth is the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. You should know by heart by now. Any of you been listening to this class, any lessons I've been doing, the truth comes out. Psalms 119, 147. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. See? We messed up, man. We messed up. And still messed up. Because people still want to do it how they want to do it. They want to roll how, excuse me, as Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Psalms 119, 142. So, everybody want to do it how they want to do it. It's all a guideline, a map, a formula, a recipe, whatever you want to look at it. It's already formulated. But you want to try and do it some other way. You're going to find out if you're right in the end. Listen. Daniel 9:13. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet may we not our prayer before the Most High our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth, understand the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. And then once you do understand it, you turn from doing wrong and be righteous. Therefore hath the Most High watched upon the evil. Hear that? He watched upon the evil that we drew to us. Since you don't be righteous, you're going to be righteous, you're going to be wicked, you're going to be evil. Therefore the Most High watched upon the evil. Keep this in mind, because when we go into that Apocrypha, you're going to see that this is very prevalent in the way we were, in the way it was before Mashiach Shai came on the earth. Because this is before Mashiach Shai was born on this earth. So you're going to see the spirit of Israel, the Israelites, during the time before he came on the earth. Therefore, after Most High watched upon the evil, keep that in mind, he watched upon the evil and brought it upon us. For the Most High, our power, is righteous in all his works. You hear that? I'm going to read to you again. For the Most High, our power, is righteous in all his works. For the Most High, our power, is righteous in all his works. He's righteous in all his works, which he doeth. For we obeyed not his voice. For we obeyed not his voice. So we don't obey his rules and regulations. Then when you become evil, you become wicked, you be filled with iniquity. Therefore you bring the curses. You bring the evil to you. That's how it works, y'all. And now, O Most High, our Father, our power, that hath brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and hath gotten thee renown. Hear that? The Most High got him a name, as at this day. We have sinned. We have done wickedly. We have sinned. We have done wickedly. As he said in verse 5, we have sinned and have committed iniquity. That's why you hear me saying Anakanawa. We have sinned. We have done wickedly. O Most High, according to all thy righteousness, I beseech thee. Therefore he cried to the Most High, let thine anger and thy fury be turned away from thy city Jerusalem, thy holy mountain, because for our sins. See, that's including Daniel. Our sins. He's including himself in this. This is what we have to do. All you holy rollers out there, you think you holier than thou, you better humble yourself down. And for the iniquities of our fathers, Jerusalem and thy people are become a reproach, a disgrace to all that are about us. Now therefore of our power, O our power, hear the prayer of the servant and of his supplications, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate for the Most High's sake, for your own sake. O my power, incline thine ear and hear. Open thine eyes and behold our desolations destroyed. Israel over there is desolate. It's desolate. That land is desolate. He told us he's going to do it. He said, behold our desolations, and the city which is called by thy name, for we, including Daniel, though he's righteous. All you holy rollers out there, you better humble yourself. Listen, for we do not present our supplications, his crying, his wailing, his weeping, his lamentations before thee for our righteousness. Hear that? For our righteousnesses. We ain't crying to you for our righteousnesses, but for thy great mercies. He said, but for his great mercies. O Most High, hear, O Most High, forgive, O Most High, hearken and do. Defer not for thine own sake, O my power, for the city and thy people are called by thy name. Yah, Sha'ala, Yah is in our name. And whilst I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people, Israel, see? Hear what he said? He confessed his sin and the sin of my people, Israel, and presenting my supplication, my crying before the Most High, my power for the holy mountain of my power. Yeah, whilst I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening obligation, and he informed me and talked with me and said, O Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding. See? So, the Most High sent, as he always do, he sent the angel Gabriel to give Daniel skill and understanding. See? At the beginning of thy supplications, crying to the Most High, weeping to the Most High, wailing to the Most High, lamenting to the Most High, the commandment came forth, and I am come to show thee, for thou art greatly beloved. Therefore understand the matter and consider the vision. Okay, so he's telling the vision. But he still was crying to the Most High for the sins of himself and Israel. So let me prove that point so that, as I was saying, that's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. So let me see if I can prove that point to you right quick. There's something that the Spirit of the Most High showed me in 2nd Ezra 8 and 48. This is Ezra. Well, let me show you what Ezra did. So it's the same thing as Daniel did, and I could go to many of the prophets and those the renown of our nation. 12 tribes of Israel done this. 2nd Ezra 7 and 50. And that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves, including himself, being most wicked, are made vain, see? And that there are laid up for us dwelling of health and safety, whereas we, including himself, have lived wickedly. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we, including Ezra, just like Daniel included himself, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all. And that there should be showed a paradise, kingdom, whose fruit endure forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we, including himself, with the Israelites, shall not enter into it. See? So, this is what he said over and over again. You can read on down. Let's find out what this is, what Daniel and Ezra is doing and inquiring to the Most High in their prayer. 2nd Ezra 8 and 48. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself, as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. That's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. That you humble yourself and not look at yourself to be glorified among the righteous. So your holy rollers ain't got no opportunity to be going to the Most High. The Most High don't like that. He don't like you thinking that you are. That's what happened with Job. I went over Job. Job thought he was so righteous that he didn't deserve to be dealt with. Therefore he was dealt with. Most High said that you consider my servant Job to Satan. Not Satan asked for Job, because Job thought he was righteous. You can't be, that don't work with the Most High. Why am I supposed to come back and teach over 1,000 years of him if we already know about him? We know in part and prophesying part, every last one of us. Nobody know it all. That's why you gotta take this little and run with it. Let it meditate in your spirit and be there forever. This marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself. That's the first thing you got to do, is humble yourself. When you think you all that, you prideful.